Okay, let's move on to Mountain Dew.
I gotta give it a C tier. It's too sweet for my taste.
What are you talking about, Barack? Mountain Dew is the fuel of champions. S tier all the way.
Sorry, Donnie, but I gotta side with Barack on this one. C tier for me, too.
Come on, guys. Mountain Dew is the best. It's got enough sugar to power a nuclear reactor.
Well, we know how much you love nuclear reactors, Donnie.
Yeah, and maybe if you had spent more time drinking Mountain Dew instead of tweeting, you wouldn't have lost the election.
Hey, I'll have you know that I got more votes than any Republican candidate in history.
Yeah, and more lawsuits, too.
You guys just can't appreciate greatness when you see it.
Sorry, Donnie, Mountain Dew just isn't cutting it for us.
Yeah, maybe try switching to decaf next time.
You know what, Joe? I'm not surprised you're giving everything a D tier. That's your average grade, isn't it?
At least I didn't have to buy my way into college.
And at least I can form complete sentences.
That's debatable.
All right, let's move on to Sprite.
Finally, a drink we can all agree on. S tier for me.
I'm with you on this one, Donnie. S tier for Sprite.
Yeah, I gotta give it an A tier. It's refreshing, but not quite on the same level as some other sodas.
Of course you would give it an A, Joe. You always give everything an A.
Hey, now, I have standards. I'm not just gonna give every drink an A tier.
Yeah, he's right. Remember when he gave that sparkling water an F just because it didn't have enough bubbles?
Hey, bubbles are important. That's why Sprite gets an A tier from me. It's got enough bubbles to make even a politician look lively.
I think Joe needs more Sprite. It might give him the energy to keep up with me.
Oh, I can keep up with you just fine, Donnie. It's not my fault that you're always bouncing off the walls like a kid who just had too much candy.
Sprite is definitely a winner in my book. It's a classic for a reason. All right, now let's move on to Monster Energy.
Ah, yes, the drink of champions.
More like the drink of frat boys and wannabe tough guys.
Hey now, Joe, don't knock it till you try it. Monster Energy gives you wings.
Gee, that's Red Bull, dumbass.
It's all the same for me. It's like drinking battery acid.
You guys just can't handle the energy. It takes a real man to handle the Taurin.
Oh, right. Because being a real man means pounding bull piss all day and night.
Well, it's better than being a soy latte drinking. Monster is the classic wife-beater drink.
Did he really just say that?
Wow, Donnie. That's a new low, even for you.
What? I'm just saying it like it is. Monster Energy is for real men, not soy boys.
All right, let's talk about those then. Soy lattes.
Soy lattes, who actually drinks that stuff?
Well, I hate to break it to you, Donnie, but soy lattes are pretty popular these days.
Oh, I'm sure they are, Joe. The Democrats must be very happy.
Actually, I have to admit, I enjoy a good soy latte every now and then.
But you do? Come on, Barack, you're black. You're supposed to be a man's man.
Donnie, you have no idea what you're talking about. A real man can enjoy a soy latte and still be tough as nails.
Sure, Joe. Keep telling yourself that.
Well, I'm giving it an A tier. There's nothing like a warm, frothy soy latte to start the day off, right?
Agreed. The combination of espresso and soy milk is simply divine.
I'll never understand you guys. But hey, to each their own, right?
All right, let's switch things up. How about we talk about ice cream next?
Ice cream? That's not a beverage, Joe. Stick to the topic.
Well, technically it's a frozen beverage. Plus, who doesn't love a good ice cream cone on a hot summer day?
Yeah, I'm sure you and Hunter had plenty of ice cream on those hot summer days at Epstein's.
That's not fair, Donnie. You was there too.
Okay, let's not go there. Let's just talk about ice cream.
Sorry, Obama, but we can't talk about ice cream. Ice cream isn't a beverage, it's a dessert. You should know that, Joe. I mean, are you getting senile?
I know what ice cream is, Donnie. And it's not just a dessert, it's a way of life.
Actually, I think Joe has a point, Donnie. If you let it melt enough, ice cream can become a beverage. It's all about perspective.
Oh, of course, you guys are geniuses. Maybe next you'll tell me that the election wasn't stolen and that the moon is made of cheese.
Donnie, you're being ridiculous. Ice cream is a treat that everyone loves. It's a shame that you can't appreciate the simple things in life.
Yeah, and maybe if you had taken some time to indulge in a nice bowl of ice cream, you wouldn't be so angry all the time.
Hey, I'm not angry. You guys are the crazy ones for thinking that ice cream is a beverage. It just shows how out of touch you really are.
Out of touch? Coming from the guy who said the pandemic was a hoax.
Yeah, sure. The only thing you have been touching is little kids, Joe.
Calm down, guys. Let's move on from this. How about we talk about Pepsi? It's a classic beverage that we can all agree on, right?
Sounds good to me, Barack.
Sorry, Barack. I only drink beverages that are A tier.
Come on, Donnie. You can't deny the refreshing taste of a cold Pepsi.
Pepsi is more like a C tier at best.
Wow, Donnie, you really know your stuff.
Of course I do. I have the best taste in everything.
Sure you do, Donnie. That's why you hired Stormy Daniels.
Hey, watch it, Joe. I won't tolerate your insults.
Okay, let's calm down, guys. Can we just enjoy a nice cold Pepsi together?
All right, enough about Pepsi. Let's talk about something that's truly refreshing. Orange juice.
Oh, great idea, Donnie. Let's talk about something that you know absolutely nothing about.
What's there not to know about orange juice, Joe? It's just a bunch of squeezed oranges. Even you could figure that out.
It's not that simple, Donnie. There are different kinds of oranges and different methods of juicing. And not all orange juice is created equal.
That's right. Some brands add a lot of sugar and other additives, while others are pure and natural.
Oh, here we go with the healthy stuff again. Can't we just enjoy a nice glass of OJ without worrying about all the details?
Says the man who thinks Diet Coke is a health drink.
Come on, guys, let's not turn this into another argument.
Diet Coke is a great choice, Joe. Believe me, I drink it all the time.
Yeah, well, I don't think drinking Diet Coke all the time is exactly the healthiest choice, Donnie.
Who said anything about being healthy? This is about taste, Joe, and let me tell you, there's nothing quite like the crisp, refreshing taste of a cold Diet Coke.
You know, Donnie, I used to be a Diet Coke fan myself, but then I switched to water, and I have to say, I feel a lot better.
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Healthy. I'm sure you're feeling great. But for us normal folks, Diet Coke is the way to go.
Normal folks. Donnie, you're a billionaire who eats fast food every day. I don't think you're exactly the picture of health.
Hey, I'll have you know that I'm in great shape. And besides, I don't need to take health advice from a guy who looks like Bernie Lomax.
All right, let's wrap this up, guys. It seems like we're not going to agree on the best beverage.
That's okay, Barack. It's always entertaining to see Donnie get worked up about something as simple as ice cream.
Hey, I'm not worked up. I just know what I like.
Of course, Donnie, but let's try to keep an open mind and appreciate different perspectives.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we can all agree on one thing. We all love a good drink.
I guess you're right, Joe, but let's not forget that Diet Coke is the real A-tier beverage. All right, let's start this tier list off with Friends.
Oh, God, that show is such a walking time capsule.
Yeah, you know what they say. Friends don't let friends watch Friends.
I don't know, I kind of like it. It's the only time you see 6 white people living in New York City.
Wow, what a groundbreaking concept. Next thing you know, they'll be making a show about a bunch of straight guys hanging out in a coffee shop.
You know, Joey and Ross really were the original bros before hoes.
Yeah, and Rachel was the original influencer. I mean, she only got that job at Ralph Lauren because she knew the right people.
Hey, at least she had a job. What was Chandler's job again, a transponster?
That's not even a real word.
But it's a real job, apparently.
And let's not forget Monica, the original Karen. She always had to have everything her way.
And don't even get me started on the whole we were on a break thing. Ross was such a tool.
But hey, at least he had his music career to fall back on.
Yeah, I'm sure his cover of Love Machine really took the world by storm.
All right, let's get back to the tier list. I'm putting Friends in B tier.
Yeah, I'll go with B tier too.
I guess I'll agree for once. B tier it is.
All right, next up, The Walking Dead. What do you guys think?
Oh man, I can't wait to rip this one apart.
Yeah, it's not like we're in the middle of a real-life apocalypse or anything.
Hey, don't worry, Joe. We've got it all under control.
Yeah, because nothing screams under control like 600,000 Americans dead from a pandemic.
Sure, Joe, you would have told them zombies to wear a mask.
All right, let's stick to the topic at hand, guys. The Walking Dead. What do you think, Don?
You know, I kind of relate to Negan. He's a strong leader who knows how to get things done.
Of course you do. He's a psychopath who bashes people's brains in with a baseball bat.
Hey, sometimes you got to take drastic measures to get people in line.
All right, I'm going to have to give this show a C tier. It's just so repetitive.
Yeah, it's like, how many times can they run away from zombies before it gets old?
I don't know. I still enjoy it. I'm putting it in A tier.
Figures. You probably think the zombies are all Democrats.
Let's face it, the majority of the survivors in the zombie apocalypse were Republicans.
Really, Donald? Do you really think that?
Absolutely. Think about it. The survivors are the ones who were able to make tough decisions and protect their families.
I'm not sure about that, Donald. The survivors came from all walks of life and political affiliations.
Sure, but the ones who were prepared and had guns and ammo were the ones who made it. And we all know who likes guns.
Yes, because guns are the answer to everything.
Donald, that's a ridiculous argument. People from all political parties were able to survive based on their skills and abilities.
I don't know, Joe. Seems like the survivors who were able to adapt and overcome were the ones who aligned with Republican values.
Donald, you're really stretching it here.
This is just another one of Donald's attempts to create a political divide where it doesn't exist.
Or maybe I'm just speaking the truth.
All right, let's get into some political analysis here. Rick Grimes was obviously a Democrat.
That's right, Donnie. Rick was a Democrat through and through.
What? How could you say that? He's a sheriff who believes in protecting his community and helping those in need. Those are core Republican values.
Yeah, but he's also a fair leader who tried to solve things without violence. That's what Democrats do.
Yeah, until he gets to Terminus.
Oh man, this is getting good.
What are you talking about?
Think about it, Joe. He goes from being all about community and sharing resources to becoming a ruthless warrior who takes what he wants.
Yeah, that does sound like a Republican.
That's not true. Rick's transformation was about survival and protecting his family and friends. It wasn't about politics.
Sure, Joe. Keep telling yourself that.
All right, let's move on. I think we've analyzed Rick's political beliefs enough for one day. What about The Apprentice?
So what's the deal with this show? I never watched it.
It was one of the most successful shows on television. It was about finding the best business person and giving them a shot at running one of my companies.
Yes, the show where you got to fire people every week. Sounds like a real uplifting concept.
It was about finding the best person for the job, Barack. And let me tell you, I fired a lot of losers.
And did you really find the best person for the job?
Of course I did. I have a great track record of hiring the best people.
Yeah, except for your cabinet members and advisors.
That's not true. I have the best people working for me.
I don't know, Donald. It seems like you were more interested in creating drama for the show than actually finding the best person for the job.
That's not true. I always put my business first.
Right, because nothing says putting your business first, like starring in a reality show.
All right. Enough about The Apprentice. Let's talk about something else. How about Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai. You mean the Karate Kid spinoff?
I haven't watched it yet. Is it any good?
It's fantastic. I love it. It's about time we see some good old-fashioned American karate again.
I didn't know you were such a martial arts fan, Donald.
Hey, I appreciate any show that showcases American greatness.
And what does Cobra Kai have to do with American greatness?
Well, it's about a bunch of badass being badass. That's the American way.
Ah, yes, because when I think of the American way, I think of karate.
And let me tell you, those kids in Cobra Kai are tough. They could teach us a thing or two about resilience. I give it an S tier because it's all about winning, and that's what we do best. Am I right?
I have to admit, Cobra Kai has been a guilty pleasure of mine. I'll give it an A tier for nostalgia and the classic 80s underdog story.
I didn't watch, so I give it a C tier.
Thanks again, Joe.
Okay, gentlemen, let's move on to our favorite TV shows. I'll start. Friends is definitely my all-time favorite. Can't go wrong with those classic characters.
Well, as you all know, I've had a lot of success in the entertainment industry, so it's no surprise that my favorite show is The Apprentice. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to watch me fire people every week?
Well, I have to say, my favorite show is Happy Days. It's a classic and reminds me of a simpler time.
Happy Days? Joe, you never cease to amaze me with your outdated references.
Yeah, Joe, you're like a walking time capsule. But I have to admit, Happy Days does sound like the perfect show for you.
Hey, now, don't knock it till you try it. It's a classic for a reason.
Well, let's just agree to disagree, guys. I think we can all agree that we have different tastes in TV shows.
Agreed, but I think we can all agree that The Apprentice was the best show out of all of them. It was a huge success, just like my presidency.
Yeah, until you got fired from it, Donald.
Yeah, but it was still a huge success.
I gotta say, I'm surprised you like Friends, Barack. I always thought you were more of a Seinfeld guy.
Well, Joe, I do love Seinfeld, but Friends has a special place in my heart.
Friends is okay, I guess, but I prefer shows that are more realistic.
Realistic? Like what?
Like The Apprentice. That's how the real world works, folks. You're either a winner or a loser.
Ah, yes, the real world, where everyone gets their own TV show and fires people for a living. Hello, what's going on, Kings? Today we'll be ranking several types of Disney girls. I'm not talking about mid-half hose hotties from 7-Eleven. I'm talking about the hotties with the most junk in the trunk. You know the ones I'm talking about? The ones that definitely gave you a type as a kid. That type, of course, is a total dump truck jerk.
Thank you very much, Barack. Let's get this over with as soon as possible. Now, guys, I just finished seeing Frozen with my family. It's a fantastic film, by the way, but I was wondering why we haven't rated any of the hotties in Disney films.
Sure, why don't we? I'll start with Elsa. She is educated, determined, and resourceful. Despite being an ice queen with serious magical powers, after all, she managed to construct a complete ice palace.
Yes! Consider how much ice cream she could create with such abilities. Delicious flavors of all kinds.
Joe, what's the deal with you and ice cream? Can't you talk about anything other than ice cream?
Joe has a point, Donald. With her ice powers inside the bedroom, she could kill you. Imagine she gets upset at you and freezes your dick off, Donnie.
I'm determined to take that risk.
No, Anna is the place to be. Her positivity and love for her sister and the kingdom make her a better version of her sister, and you don't have to worry about your dick freezing off.
That's correct. Therefore, Elsa will be in the C tier, and Anna will be in the B tier.
That seems all good. So how about Rapunzel?
Well, she has that amazing hair that is both lovely and fragrant.
That's all well and good, but you have to realize that she's also a little naive, which probably works to your advantage because she's a wild risk taker. Remember, she spent her entire life locked up in a tower. It'd be like a Christian girl arriving at school for the first time and already riding the campus bike. Plus, you have to remember she has the lizard with the long tongue. I don't think I have anything further to say.
She sounds like my kind of girl. With this lady being so hot and crazy, we'll probably end up with a knife against your throat one day. She's clearly in the top tier.
Oh, sure. What about Aunt Cass when it comes to super hotness? She is the Disney Cinematic Universe's Miss Incredible of breasts, in my opinion, and hence I would rank her at the top.
I adore Aunt Cass because she is such a pillar of strength for Hero and his pals, not to mention what a stunning, strong woman she is. She's also always ready for a good time. In fact, when she was dancing and singing at the cafe in the movie, I was on the verge of stroking her arm. She is undoubtedly America's hardest working MILF.
She's got some moves, and I'd love to see the sequel concentrate just on her alone.
You know those boobs aren't genuine, don't you? Someone on Reddit with a neckbeard added those, and everyone assumed they were in the movie.
No way. Take back that statement.
Search it up.
This is unbelievable.
Same here, Donald. A day more terrible than 9/11 deaths. On a day when America's biggest animated breasts were taken down by a black man in his search history. Give me 5 minutes, guys.
Obama, I'm on the verge of a heated gaming moment. Let's get this over with before I say something that will get me doxxed.
Okay, I'll put Cass in the B tier. We now also have Go-Go Tamago and Honey Lemon from Big Hero 6.
Is that a goth girl in the robot?
It's the goth chick and the white woman Donald.
Same difference. Let's place the goth girl in the C tier for obvious reasons, and the white chick in the D tier since, to be honest, I completely forgot about her.
I concur.
Joe, are you done jacking off?
I wasn't masturbating.
Joe, we can hear it in the background.
Oh no.
Okay, Miss Incredible, do I really need to ask?
I wish it was real. She is in the S tier.
Oh, I agree.
As expected.
I agree completely.
That's excellent, Joe. We've got Meredith from Brave next. Personally, I don't believe the story in the film was all that horrible, but Merida physically is in the middle.
Absolutely. Great narrative and characters, but no baddies. Okay. I believe we've exhausted the majority of the 3D baddies. The first 2D girl that comes to mind is Jasmine from Aladdin.
Joe, the mega baddie, like my amazing daughter Ivanka, is a great pick.
I completely agree that Middle Eastern girls frighten me in a good way.
Press the wrong button and the West Wing is gone.
I'm sure we all remember what occurred the last time, Joe.
Get off, Donald. Anyway, I believe we can all agree that Jasmine belongs in the incredibly hot S tier.
Hey, that's fine with me. Okay, what about Cinderella, my favorite?
The last time anyone chose Cinderella as their favorite was when segregation was still in effect.
Do you know why he chose it as his favorite, Donald?
What do you think, Barack?
Joe, I always assumed you were one of the nice white people. You know that movie is 1950s American propaganda, right?
Oh, I was referring to the live-action version. Do you remember the one from a few years ago?
Jez. Joe, what's worse is that no one enjoys any of the live-action movies as if they're just there to print money as you did to the Fed during the pandemic.
Those live-action remakes are terrible, Joe.
Okay, so guys, we put Cinderella in the S tier.
That's okay.
Oh, I completely agree.
We have Snow White. What do you think of her?
Whoa, crap. That girl is stunning. The A tier is perfect for her.
Her voice soothes my body, man.
All right, S tier it is.
And here comes the lovely and sexy Moana. I think we can put her in the S tier. Her dance moves are fantastic.
I wish I could be with that babe.
Oh, yes, I believe she's good at the S tier. Aurora from Sleeping Beauty is up next. I don't know about you, but I think the chick sleeps a lot.
My views are that she can sleep on you while you're bagging her.
Joe, shut up.
Come on, people, let's stop this and focus on this. Aurora is sleeping because she was poisoned, but I believe she should be on the A tier. Now let's talk about Ariel.
Who?
Joe, what's the matter with you? Are you ill or something? He simply mentioned Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Michelle adores this girl, and she's also quite attractive, so she's in the S tier for me.
It's all about the groove, baby. Finally, there's Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
I'm not going to stress about it since I already know how nicely she fits in the A tier.
That's correct. Donald, I agree with you.
Please like, share, and subscribe for more similar videos like this, and thank you for watching.